Right, so the WWE drama continues to heat up as the fallout of the recent firings and releases heats up, and Twitter and social media was also on fire this morning when allegedly it came out that WWE had re-signed Alberto Del Rio. There's a lot going on with now former WWE wrestlers and some of the recent firings speaking out against WWE, and of course this entire Del Rio situation. Safe to say there's a lot of drama going down right now in the WWE, and I'm the YouTube wrestling drama guy, so I guess here I am. So like the video as we talk about all the drama going on in WWE right now, as Cora Jade and Gigi Dolin were two of the names that were released from WWE this past Friday, and they were definitely two of the names that were potentially some of the most shocking of the names that were released, as I was definitely not expecting to see Cora Jade or Gigi Dolin be released from the WWE. Gigi Dolin and Cora Jade both came into the WWE together at the same time. They were signed at the same time as part of the same Performance Center class. They debuted on WWE TV together as a tag team, and both of them had extensive careers on the indies before coming to WWE. Cora Jade was known as Elena Black, and Gigi Dolin was known as Priscilla Kelly. They went to WWE, got renamed to Cora Jade and Gigi Dolin, and both went on to do their separate things, with Cora Jade getting involved with Roxanne and their numerous storylines and teaming up together. She challenged for the NXT Women's title many times, and it felt like many times that Cora Jade was that one step away from the NXT Women's title, but she was never quite able to get there. And of course, she was forced to spend a lot of time off TV as she dealt with various injuries, which definitely affected her WWE career a lot. And then for Gigi Dolin, she went of course on to be a part of the Toxic Attraction alongside Mandy Rose and JC Jane, and she would team up with JC Jane to win the NXT Women's Tag Team titles multiple times. The Toxic Attraction were a great trio, and herself and JC were a good team, but it came to an abrupt end after Mandy Rose was fired due to her OnlyFans activity, if you remember all that drama. And following the breakup of the Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolin kind of coasted around the NXT roster with no real purpose until she found Chemical X alongside Shotzi Blackheart and Tatum Paxley, which I thought were a pretty decent trio and had a great look, and I thought would do really well together. They appeared on TNA a few times, but overall they didn't really do much and only lasted less than a year in the end, as both Gigi Dolin and Shotzi in the end were let go by WWE. So yeah, it was very shocking to see Gigi and Cora as part of that release list, but recently on social media they have taken it there to talk about some experiences they had in WWE, as they responded to a tweet from WrestleTalk which had a report from Meltzer on it, which reads, many of the WWE NXT releases were reportedly people who were perceived as not working hard in training. Many of those cut were perceived as not working hard in training, and if you don't work hard in training, there's so many people who do, and at this point, if the feeling is you're not working hard in training, I saw the term lazy. The ones who are lazy are going to be gone, and the ones who don't stand out are going to be gone. The former Gigi Dolin Priscilla Kelly would respond by saying, when I wasn't traveling to work for either of the two companies I was working for, I trained very hard 3 to 4 days a week, bumping my ass off and doing cardio drills with one of the best/toughest coaches I've worked with, and worked out every single day with live events every other weekend. So yeah, I don't want to hear this lol. The way my body feels says otherwise. And then to add even more fuel to the fire, the former Cora Jade, now Elena Black, would respond saying, this, plus can't forget having to go to my own gym outside of work after strength and conditioning that wasn't doing anything for me other than getting me body shamed by my bosses, co-workers and fans. Crazy. And yeah, wow, that is crazy. That is some mad claims that have been made by Elena Black there, which is just crazy to hear, because how could anyone even say that about Elena Black? And based on what Gigi was saying as well, she was working very hard, and she's very right in saying she was working for two companies at the same time. She was active on NXT and TNA weekly, so there's just absolutely no possible way that she could be released due to perceived laziness. There was no way that any rational person or rational higher up in WWE could possibly perceive her as lazy. Makes no sense. I do think it's funny that some fans are trying to find a way to blame Meltzer somehow. It feels like some people just can't hold WWE accountable whatsoever. How are you blaming Meltzer when he isn't the one that made that assessment? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's just funny to me because media literacy does not exist anymore. As well as this, Riley Osbourne, who was also another NXT wrestler who was part of the releases, would post that he was recovering from an injury and had been out of action since March and was released before he could even be cleared from injury, which is just a shame. If you're releasing someone whilst they're still recovering, that is just too much in my opinion. That's something I feel as though has always been looked looked down upon doing, releasing or cutting someone off when they're recovering from injury. I remember when TNA did it to Jesse Sorensen all the way back in like 2013, 2014. And also it's just like they brought Chase U back for literally no reason. You could have just waited for him to recover, then put him back in Chase U. What was the point of bringing Chase U back? So yeah, if this is all to be believed, then you've got a feel for Elena Black, Priscilla Kelly, and Josh Terry, the former Riley Osbourne, as it's just a rough situation for all three of them. I definitely hope to see all three of them doing well, but Twitter and social media this morning were in absolute flames after a bombshell report had dropped that WWE had just made some questionable hirings right after doing their mass releases. As a tweet that read the following started circulating, wrestlers from AAA that have already signed contracts with WWE: Alberto Del Rio, Hijo de Dr. Wagner, Hijo del Vikingo, La Parca, La Hiedra, Lady Flammer, Lady Mavrila, and Nino Hamburguesa. I'm so sorry for any of the mispronunciations there. I definitely butchered half of them, but right out the gate, the very first name on the list stands out above all of them: Alberto Del Rio. The man with many allegations and arrests and controversy surrounding his name. The man who was never really that engaging during his time in WWE, his 2 runs that he had there. And a man who is now in his mid-40s and is an even worse wrestler than he ever was. Just this past week, a clip of one of his matches went viral where he just couldn't put someone through a table. It was a horrible watch. And so yeah, when I saw this, I couldn't believe what I was reading. There was no way that WWE had just signed Alberto Del Rio, and obviously with a lot of dirt sheet stuff, you have to take it with a grain of salt, and I wasn't aware of this source or anything, and sure enough, it has later been clarified now by different sources that it appears as though this is not the case, and Alberto Del Rio has not signed a contract with the WWE, as Lucha Blog would tweet out saying, "To my knowledge, WWE did not give Alberto a contract. AAA signed Alberto to a contract when they decided to build the promotion around him for the last year, and WWE will assume that contract when they take over the company. I don't think decisions have been made past that yet." And Cora Jade would further clarify that yes, WWE did acquire AAA, but the sale isn't expected to be finalized until the close of Q3 of this year. So WWE picking up Alberto Del Rio and his AAA contract hasn't happened yet, and when it does happen, obviously it's up to WWE what they actually will do with Del Rio. So there's a lot of decisions that haven't been made and won't be made once the acquisition is finalized. Right guys, sorry to pause the video, but I just have to interject. There's been an update as Dave Meltzer is now saying that Del Rio has indeed been signed to a brand new WWE contract. He states that he has no idea if WWE will actually use him, but it's just the process of transferring the AAA contracts over to WWE. They have to sign brand new ones apparently. So yeah, a whole load of mixed reports. I have no idea what the actual situation is. Time will tell, that's all I can say. But yeah, WWE, I know none of you are watching this video, but if you are, please, for the love of God, don't do anything with Alberto Del Rio when that sale is finalized. If you have to pick up Del Rio's AAA contract, then release it and slash it immediately. Wish him well in his future endeavors, or in fact, don't wish him well. I don't want that. And hey, better yet, if you have the option to not pick up his contract, then just don't do that. Please just leave him to go rot on the Mexican independent scene. We don't want him in a major TV company at all. He shouldn't even be in AAA for that matter. He shouldn't be in wrestling at all. It would be super ill-advised if WWE brought him back. I really don't know why they would do that and what benefit there would be to that. But yeah, any panic on social media this morning about Del Rio being signed to WWE? No, that hasn't happened, thank God, and hopefully it doesn't. Yeah, that's going to be it from me on this video talking about all the drama in the WWE. I still have some more drama from AEW to talk about, but I've not been able to talk about it recently due to all the drama in WWE going on. I need to talk about that first. But tomorrow we'll have a video about Mercedes Moné and the allegations of her scamming her fans with her $99 a month texting service. Until then though, like the video, comment down below what videos you want to see next and your thoughts on all the drama surrounding WWE right now. Subscribe those notifications on so you never miss a video on the Top 10 Wrestling channel. I'll see you all in the future. Goodbye and keep on rolling.